Good morning, everyone. Today, we of the age group are going to present on the topic importance of connections in our life. So, what does human connection mean? Human connection is the sense of closeness and belongingness a person can experience when having supportive relationships with those around them. Connection is when two or more people interact with each other and each person feels valued, seen, and heard. There is no judgment, and you feel stronger and nourished after engaging with them. Human connection can be a chat over a coffee with a friend, a hug from a partner after a long day, or a hike in the woods with a family member. Connecting with someone doesn't have to always include words either. Time spent in relative closeness and experience can also be a bonding experience. Basically, connection means the feeling you feel when you know that you belong to a group. The feeling of belongingness. Why is connection important? First and foremost, it is important to maintain our mental health. Research shows that lack of social interaction can contribute to depression, insomnia, and cognitive decline. Social interaction can also help in boosting self-esteem. The research that shows this is about to be presented here. So this is a result. This is a research that was cre- uh, that was performed by American Journal of Epidemiology. The link will be linked in the presentation we sent. Anyway, so let's proceed ahead. So the next main important point is longer lifespan. Other research suggests that social isolation can increase chances of death by at least 50%. A lack of human connection was found to be more harmful than even obesity and smoking. Now, this is the research that suggests that. Here, this research was conducted by PNAS, Proceeding of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States of America. This, the link will also be provided in the presentation. Now, the third point is it improves the quality of our life. Many studies link lack of social connection to be the cause of decline in our health. One of them linked social isolation to up to a 30% increased chance of stroke and heart disease. Another study found it might also be associated with lower immune system, making you more vulnerable to viruses and disease. The fourth point is it increases fulfillment. Okay, so when we connect with friends, whether that's through a quick phone call or on a nature hike, we can go through a multitude of emotions. We are either laughing, crying, or venting. Expressing these emotions causes the brain to release dopamine and endorphins, the feel-good neurotransmitters responsible for happiness and mood. Now, how do we connect with others? Social connection look different to everyone. For introvert, it might be overwhelming to try and find new ways to be more social. So here are some tips. You can either volunteer for social cause or join a local group that meets regularly. You can also find an engaging activity in your area and consider signing up. Show more interest when engaging in conversation, which makes the other party feel that you are actually interested in conversation and talks with you more. The conversation flow is dependent on how you make other person feel about you. When you make plans for an outing, try to avoid canceling. I always cancel plans, unfortunately. Anyway, now there's another aspect to connection. That's a professional connection or networking. So building professional connection is one of the most valuable career skills for professional possess. As I said earlier, it is also known as networking. The importance of networking can be understood by the book No Man is an Island by John Donne. He says that no one is self-sufficient. Everyone relies on others at some point and for some purposes, personal or professional. Benefits of networking. So, networking is one of the best ways to tap into the market as an individual and stand out in the crowd. It increases the chance of getting noticed and opens doors for various opportunities. We broaden our horizons by interacting with people with different cultural backgrounds, opinions, and personalities. Also, the more we connect with others, the easier it gets to identify the potential of a professional relationship. The more connection we have, the better it is for a profession. For example, if we want to search for a better job, you can ask for advice from them, or if you begin a new startup, they might help you by promoting you or by sponsoring you. Social anxiety in support group. If thinking about joining a group or starting a discussion with a stranger gives you extreme anxiety, consider reaching out to a mental health professional. They can work with you on strategies that may help you manage your responses to triggering thoughts and events. Support groups may also be a beneficial step towards correcting. Knowing that you aren't alone and others also have trouble cultivating relationships can improve your look on forming connection in the future. Also, support groups are a great way to learn coping strategies and gather suggestions about different ways to connect with others. Now, to conclude it, these are the main key points from the presentation. Connection is when two or more people interact with each other and each person feels valued, seen, and heard. Social connection can help boost their mood and manage their emotions. Professional connection can be of great help when starting out as a startup business. Not everyone has to be connected socially in the same way. If you are more introverted, hanging out with a group of people may not be your thing. Try to find a way to connect that fits you and your unique lifestyle. Now, thank you for being patient. These are the group members that contributed to this presentation. Now, I will like to ask all the listeners to tell me if they have any questions.
What would be the importance of professional networking in professional life?
Okay, so for me, networking in professional life can be of help when you are actually starting a new business or a new startup. So you can always ask them for advice on how to get into the market, how to promote your business, how to advertise, and the stuff that they are more experienced in than you. You can also ask them to partner with you to increase the funding, and then to get a member that is more experienced in in the business that you are entering in, the market that you are entering.
And what are the
Okay,
ways you can start a conversation with other?
the ways that you can start a conversation with others. So, as I said in the presentation, you can join a social cause, join an NGO, or uh, join an NGO, or join an engaging activity, or join a club. Like in college, you can join any club. Like I am joining a club called Literary Club, where I can talk with people that love literature, and that is I am also interested in that thing, and they are also interested in it. So we can actually converse with some we can converse about common topics that we both like and that we have both have interest in. So it won't get any awkward, and then you will be even easily be able to converse with each other. Anyone else? Yes, Pankaj.
What tips you give for connecting with others?
Excuse me.
What tip you give others?
Oh, I said you can join groups, clubs as literary club, adventure club, all the clubs that are happening in a school or in a college, and also like you can debate on online platforms. Before I joined UPS, I used to debate on online platforms. Like one of the platform is Debate Island. I used to debate there, and on different topics, as does God exist, or what is at the end of the universe, or stuff like that. So you are finding people that have common interest with you and are engaging with them, which helps in knowing how to interact with people.
Okay, that's it. Only.
Yeah.
That's it from my side.
Okay. Mm, Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a question. How can
Okay.
networking help us to get success?
How can networking help us get success? Well, as I responded to Pavneet's question, it's you can build connection. You can ask the seniors in the market to help you develop your business step by step. You can, and also if you are actually searching for a job that is like you are searching for a new job, then you can ask them for like their connection, ask them to contact their connection so that they can help you find the job faster, or like if you can ask them for advice about which job, which firm to join, and stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you.
So Mudit, I also have a question. How can we improve our quality of life?
How can we improve the quality of life? Okay, okay. So like I personally am a pretty introverted type guy, and like I like to stay in my room and just do nothing. Like I waste my time. I'll waste my time a lot. But since I have started connecting with people, I've noticed that my productivity has increased. Like by seeing them work and study, I feel like why am I not studying? And then I actually start studying by looking at them, and I can also help them, or they can help me in my work. That's how I'm improving my productivity. It's not exactly quality of life, but my productivity is improved. Quality of life also like I am staying more happy as I'm connecting with people. They are I'm helping them, and helping people feels better. So I'm staying happy. Endorphins are releasing, like endorphins and dopamine, the feel good hormones are releasing in my brain, and I'm feeling happy, and my body is reacting well. Everything's been going good. So that's how my life has been better with connecting with people, and that's how it helps in improving quality of life. There are many other ways that it helps in improving quality of life, but these are the basic ones.
Thanks, Mudit.
Okay, Mudit. How can we improve our mental health?
Improve. Okay. So improving our mental health, like since I'm not a professional, I can't exactly say that connecting people will help you to improve your mental health, but it will help you to maintain the state of mental health. Like, for example, social, like reports have said that social person can stay isolated only for 11 days. After that, he will start going insane. Like, insane is not the most appropriate word to describe that, but that's how I would like to describe it. So social connection is important. Like you get to know like that you are not alone. You are not alone in your world. Like there is something else except your own world. There are people that know how you feel and how things happen in this world. How you get to experience more things. You get to experience more things, and also like as I said before, the happy hormones release when you connect with people and help them, and they make you feel happy and stuff. That also helps to maintain the perfect state, mental state in your brain. Also, like mm, you you can seek help through connections. Like the more you connect, you can actually seek professional help if you actually feel like you are going like you are at the brink of going insane, or like not insane exactly. They are not insane people. They just need happy help. Like you need help. You need help. You can ask for help with through your connections. So
Okay, Mudit.
that may also help in connecting, improving the mental health in one way or other.
Okay.
So the last question from my side is, according to you, what is social anxiety? How can you define social anxiety?
Okay, so social anxiety is like as the name suggests, it's like um feeling overwhelmed in social situations, like talking to people, thinking what they think about me, how am I being boring or am I being too annoying, sweating through like stressing too much about conversing with people, not knowing how to act in various social situations, how to like going the mind goes blank in such situations, and mostly that happens. Like you have literally no idea how to react when someone suddenly asks you a question that you are not prepared of. Like most people with social anxiety do that, they prepare list of responses or like list of questions or list of conversation. Like they prepare a script, a perfect script when they have to actually converse with someone. What they will the other person will say and everything else if they are not actually comfortable with the other person. Like they don't know who it is, or like they are meeting for the first time. That's how they prepare for everything. They like no, they just overthink everything about this conversation, about other person's view on them, and about what will happen if they say something wrong, what the other person might think about them. And also they have like also like they start to sweat a lot. I mentioned that before as well, but they start to sweat a lot, and the sweating is pretty intense. Like uh, it's intense, and also like it's not exactly phobia. No, not exactly fear. Actually, it's anxiety. That's social anxiety, of course. But yep. Like
Okay, thank you so
so.
much.
No. These it doesn't. It hasn't ended yet. So, like, for to deal with social anxiety, there are many responses, like as they prepare script and everything. But it's like still not so, like not a good way. It's not a good thing. I mean, it's natural, but it's not a good thing to have. Like, it's really annoying actually for the person that has it. It's very difficult to deal with it.
Okay, thank you. That's all the questions from our side. Thank you so much for answering our queries.
Oh, okay, thank you for being patient.